it's kind of simultaneous. I don't do journalism as much anymore. Like I will write an article here or there every now and then, but I mostly focus on the visual art and the book writing stuff for now. So I don't know, I find that I tend to sort of like do everything at once in a very disorganized way. It's not really a great system, but it works for me. So I have my affirmation art series. I started it in March 2016, sort of unintentionally started it. I was just sort of making art, and then a couple of pieces, one piece in particular from that series went viral. And then all of a sudden people were like looking at my art, which was super weird for me because I didn't think that that was going to happen, and I didn't go to art school. So I kind of just thought I was like doodling online relatively anonymously. So that I've been doing that series on an almost weekly basis for 4 years now. And I did have some people say to me, like, just like people on social media say that I should put together the affirmations in a book. Maybe not all of them because I've done over 200, but like the best of them are my favorites or people's favorites. And like, I liked the idea, but like for me, I was like, I can't just do like just a coffee table book with like just the images. Like the writer in me can't do that. And like, I can't just put out this book without really getting into what was happening behind all of these different affirmations. Because when you post stuff on Instagram, like it's a great medium, but there's obviously only so much you can say. And like, you can write stuff in the captions, but it is very much a visual form of social media. So people are not really looking to read whole essays in the captions of the work. So people would, see the affirmation artwork, they like the message in the drawing, they like it, that's great. But I was like, if I'm gonna put these in a book, I want to get a lot deeper into it. And I also want to sort of demystify them. I actually started doing like personal essays because of being in journalism. I had an internship in my 4th year with this magazine, and it was a really amazing experience for me. And I got to write this really in-depth personal essay for the magazine, and that ended up getting nominated for a national magazine award. So I kind of felt like, oh, like this is something that I'm good at, and this is like a really, for me, I realized that personal essay was actually a very effective way of storytelling. And like when I was writing poetry, one of the things I struggled with a lot was like removing that journalistic voice that wants to explain everything. And I had to kind of start embracing the abstract a bit more, and that was very hard for me. But one of the things I love about essay writing is like you have like all the room in the world to enrich it with detail. Yeah, there were some difficulties in the tone. Like I knew that I wanted the book to lean into humor a lot more, to be really light, to be really funny. In my previous book, the poems that were humorous were received really well and were really, really fun to read in front of audiences and like get people laughing. It was just, I don't know, I really enjoy making people laugh. But I also knew that I wanted to touch on things that were very explicitly political, because the affirmation art series is very political, and I do touch on things that are considered taboo topics or inflammatory topics, but I wanted to touch on them in a way that was casual and like non-academic, because I think with a lot of very heavy political subjects, the writing is it's extremely heavy. It can be hard to access because a lot of times political writing is very academic, and that tends to alienate people. And I find like people will sort of give up on trying to understand an issue because the language feels beyond them. And so I knew like, okay, I want to broach these tough subjects, but I want to broach them in a way that's like very easy for people to grasp.
Thank you so much for joining us, Hannah Shafi. So your latest book is Small, Broken, Kind of Dirty, and we are so looking forward to seeing you participate in this year's BookFest Windsor Festival du Livre, which will be held virtually October 15th to 18th. And we hope lots of our listeners can join us there too.
Yes, I'm very excited.